name's Frederick. I go to school at University of Michigan, and my major is computer information systems. This is my setup. I have 3 monitors, obviously one large main one, and the other 2 for web browsing or movies or whatever nonsense. In my setup, I have a Haswell quad-core processor with a pretty beefy air coolant system going on, and has 16 gigs of RAM, and there's a NVIDIA GTX 760 just hanging out in there. I always kind of tinkered with computers when I was just a little kid. We always had them in the house, so I've always had an opportunity to use them, but I started really working with computers when I was in high school with extracurricular called Business Professionals of America. Because I'm a computer information systems major, a lot of my time goes into writing applications and learning different programming languages. Basically just debugging code and getting it to work with the compiler and different applications that would be able to use it. I originally I just really wanted to play Fallout, I remember. And there wasn't really any easy way for me to get it besides getting physical media. And at the time, I didn't have any money or any way to get said games. So, I mean, ultimately, I ended up installing a virus on my computer and ended up crashing the whole thing and having to reinstall Windows from the ground up. Lesson learned. But that was before there was really the concept of Steam or good old games or like an easily viable source to buy these games. Before it was always you had to get your parents to drive you to GameStop or whatever, so. But around that time I really started to learn how to download software such as games and how to use illicit third-party programs to get around their their serial codes that are required or their different forms of digital rights management.
My name is Austin Stewart. I am a guitarist in a up-and-coming band from Flint, Michigan called Meridians. Also, I'm inspiring to be a recording engineer. As you can see, I have a setup here. I mean, in this day and age, a lot of people, go through and do that. They just find it easier to go online and just pull up Pirate Bay and take an album off there. My view on it is it's not just the money bands are getting from it or, artists are getting from it. It's more you're getting also networking and stuff with it too. People are, if they're taking the time to seek out your music and download your file, that's saying something about your music. You're doing a good job. I'm not gonna lie, I have downloaded albums before, but always if the band is worthy or if the album's killer, I'll go and buy their album because I want to help support the band that took their time to do it.
My name is Caitlin Malum. I go to Wayne State University. I'm a theater student. I write. I'm a filmmaker. I just came out with my own movie, actually. Okay, so my like kind of moral standpoint on the piracy issue is that I don't personally give a shit. Like, I do it even though I know, like, I used to be like, oh, well, I'll download music. I don't care because I'm not going to pay for sound, which, sorry, musicians, whatever. But then I started downloading movies or streaming them. And it's like, if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't see most of the movies that I have seen that are considered classics. Because honestly, the movies that I want to see are not playing on Netflix or on demand or whatever. And yeah, so I just don't care about piracy, because I feel like it's partly, I don't know if I want to say like mainstream culture, media or whatever, movie theaters or whatever, but they're trying to make money by showing the things that they think we want to see. You know, your blockbusters, your Captain America bullshit. I don't want to see that shit. Where I live with my parents is a very small village, and if I want to go to the movie theater in the next town over, they're not going to be playing like, oh, special screening of A Clockwork Orange, you know, or like, let's play the new Blue is the Warmest color. Like, they're not going to fucking play the shit I want to see. So if I want to have any cultural education for myself, I have to stream it online.
I've gotten cease and desist letters from Universal Studios, Sony Recording, and ZeniMax Media. Sony Recording was for an album that I downloaded. I couldn't even tell you what it was. It was so long ago. Universal Studios, same story. It was just some movie, probably like Transformers or something idiotic. I don't even know if that's made in that studio, but and then ZeniMax was obviously, as it turns out, Fallout. So one of the first things I ever tried to download. You know, obviously I was caught. So it wasn't necessarily the best thing that's ever happened to me. I've definitely been excluded from certain, you know, in-game betas that I would have, you know, been able to participate in just because of the fact that my identity is blacklisted now on their servers. So it's definitely taught me a lesson about downloading certain games and stuff.
Hey, my name's Toe Step. I'm the lead singer of the 50 Pound Sound.
Step back, we're here to break it down.
As you can see, I have an extensive record collection and DVD collection.
Don't let the dough hit you with a good note. Split you 1, 2, 3, 4. You never wanted to go. Already got what I need.
I'm very into the art form of music and video. I've had my hand in all of that. I've tried it myself. It's very, very hard and time consuming, and the people involved in that sort of thing definitely deserve the money that they make. I personally think it's amazing how somebody can spend $300 on a pair of headphones to listen to the music, and then they won't spend $10 for the music they want to go download, or they'll spend $700 on an iPhone, but they're too cheap to go get the music. That's like buying a Cadillac without being able to afford the gas.
People feel strongly opinionated on both sides. I could see where, you know, some people might say, well, it doesn't make the artist a lot of money, they're losing money from that, but how much do artists really get from actually having people purchase their album? I think, you know, more bands and artists probably get money mostly off merch and touring, to be completely honest with you. The record companies pretty much own the artists in a sense, so I don't feel like it's a bad thing necessarily to have someone download your music. Like I said, that just kind of goes to show you that you're doing the right thing.
Music is definitely an art form. It's just as much as painting a nice Picasso. It takes a lot of work, hard. You sit down and try to write a song or an album or write a script, and then even take it further and try to get a movie made. Like, that's ridiculous, the amount of effort that goes into that sort of thing, just so you can sit down and enjoy your time for an hour and a half. And what else would you be doing? I mean, that's the best thing you can do. That's what you're working for, is to entertain yourself. So get out there, work hard, and spend your hard-earned dollar on somebody that's working hard to entertain you and make your life a little bit better.
I don't think it's necessary anymore. I think that there are plenty of ways to find what you're looking for in a legal way. It really just comes down to the monetary aspect of it. And if you have a job and you're a contributing person to society, you need to follow society's rules. And dedicate, you know, a certain amount of your income as, you know, entertainment or something else, because a lot of people, they see artists and they see different creators of media as these, you know, rich people who, you know, just live on a mountainside. And a lot of the times that's not necessarily the case. I mean, they might be well off, yes, but that's their income, and like any other job, you don't want people taking away from your income, the money that you make over time.
I feel like, isn't there some way that they could make money off of it? Can't you post ads and have it monetized like that? So you go to the website to download the stuff for free, and maybe watch, you know, 5 ads, download it, whatever. I just feel like if they know it's happening, then they need to be capitalizing off of that. I mean, you know it's going to happen no matter what. So why not make the best of it and make a business venture of it instead of cracking down? Because it's not... If people want to download shit, they're going to download shit. And I feel like they need to just make the best of it at this point.
I think that certain artists should probably look at different ways for distributing their media in more creative ways. I mean, you look at different artists like Radiohead, who released one of their albums for whatever you wanted to pay for it. If you wanted to pay 1 cent for the album and download it, it's completely alright. And not only did they do that, but they provided that album in high quality files and everything else, and they made it a benefit to the consumers to want to pay them money, good money, for this album, because it's quality recorded, and the file format's, you know, excellent high definition audio. And I think that there are things that can be done to entice people to not pirate. And I think that if you are totally closed-minded to those things and you only take a legal stance on it, you're really limiting yourself to not changing as an artist. And as a consumer, you're not doing yourself any favors in getting new media or quality content by pirating this content either, and taking away from their income. So in the end, I don't think anybody needs to pirate. I don't think it's necessary. It's gonna happen. There's no way getting around it. You can put up as much security as you want, and you still have people who are putting up that security, and you still have the people that are making that security who know how to take it down as well. So the knowledge is always going to be out there. It's never going to be a perfect system. And to say that it's a perfect system, that's just a challenge.
Well,